Hello, everybody. Let's just take that out, say me hellos first, and then we'll get that back up in a minute. Just doing some little half-time admin. Should have started about 10 to 4, and then I'd have been in better shape. Right, good afternoon. Hope you are well. We're going to focus on the old in-play tool again today. Afternoon, Ian. Afternoon, Alan. Keith, hello. Jorgen, General. I don't know whether you're still in the UK. Hello. Alan, hello. Ken, woken up. Hello. Paul, Keith Seeger, Paul Seeger, hello, Paul. Yes, just checking. I said hello to you twice. Alice, hello, Imre, Gerald, Chris, Neil, Jim, all the same. Good old, the old stalwarts. Patrick, Matt Reed, hello. Damo, hello. Goober, hello. Martin, Andy, Zibby, John, Mendit, BK, John, Thrangus. What happened up north? Stu B, what happened up north? How many copies have you got running today, my friend? And Ian Randall. It turned out nice on in the northeast of it earlier. Turned out nice, beautiful. Right, let's get to the old. Hang on, I might upload the right window up. Here we go. Let's get that up there. Hello, James. Hello, Brett. Right, got a couple of bits for half time. Right, can you see this? I'm actually using we've got multiple versions there. We've got two versions. I'm using the other version purely because we've got a couple of filters on it, which is obviously, hopefully, where we'll be able to get to when we get this out. Again, this is very much prototype, but I can now I can sort it by XG. I can do it that way up, whatever way I wish to go. I'm just going to refresh it. And I can filter by XG, so I can click that and go, for example, is greater than 2.5 and click apply. So for those of you who haven't seen this before, basically this is a prototype in play tool that we will be launching. Hopefully we'll have it ready for the sort of back end of the season for people to test and be ready fully to go next season. And rather than having to look anything up, we've got all the information in one place. So we've got RxG here, and I've filtered this at the moment to greater than 2. And this is our 6-game model. We've got the score in the middle. We picked that up about 15 seconds after your sites like Football 24, and that will pick it up, I imagine. And then we've got how many games have been in that profile. So if we take the whole game here, you can see me hovering over it. Hull, we have an XG of 3.45. It's 1-0 at half time. We have got 28 games in that profile, and 24 of those had another goal. And you can see we've got a green cell there saying that we've got a bit of value on another goal. But when we get to 2 goals, it's gone red. And you'll see there's slightly different shades of green, which are show that the brighter the green, in effect, the more the value in the bet for us. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to clear the filter for the minute. I'm just going to clear that. So when I've shown the in-play tool, the Excel version, I've focused very much just try and get people to think 101 to 1.99 over 2.5 and 2.76. What this pre-filters, I can turn odds on and off. So I've got it filtered by home odds and over 2.5 odds. And what that does is put the matches in brackets, and it puts the XGs in brackets. So even games like Southampton, where they've been promoted, so we haven't got a 6-game XG for them because they've not been up long enough. We can see, I mean, this was a game I put in the newsletter, was over 1.5. It's got to half-time 0-0, but we have got green across the board. We've had 139 games where promoted teams, got a figure, 0-0 at half time, and 109 of those have had a goal, which is about par. 78% is what second half goals tend to run at, but we've got value in the price, so we're getting a price. You can just see that moving now. Obviously, because it's kicked off, it's 47 minutes. So this is a game I do like 2 ahead in the Southampton Everton game. Obviously, I put it in the newsletter. I fancied over 1.5. I think this is a good game. You can see 2 ahead. We can drip in from 2.4ish. You're going to see a slight delay. Those of you trying to match Betfair exactly, it's the Betfair price on the bottom. You're going to be slightly ahead of mine. So it might be 246 or something like that on Betfair. We will get it when we get to launch time. We'll get it really close. We've just got it on a test server at the minute. And only a couple of us using it. Goober, email support and ask them to put you on the list for the newsletter. It's all I can advise you. So I do like this game here for 2 ahead, Southampton, Everton, although it is 0-0. I'm going to keep an eye on late goals. So you can see here at Hoffenheim, 64% of games have a late goal. We've got 144, 192. When that Betfair price gets over 2, we'll have a look at that. We might have a little 80-minute goal. But I can just scroll down the whole list. St Mirren, some of you will know I had it to home games. I missed a penalty, 0-0. Not my favourite league, but that one again looks good for a 2 ahead, just on the prices. And I'm not saying, unlike where these alert sites and things try and tell you there's going to be a goal because they've seen 82 dangerous attacks, I'm not saying there's going to be goals here. What I'm saying is, if you keep betting at these sort of prices, you can see the difference. You've got it on your screen. You can see the difference that if you keep betting at these prices, over time you cannot be beat. One game you might lose, 2 games you might lose, but if you keep doing it over time, you cannot be beat. And that's all I ever try and get across to people. I'm not saying that there will be goals at Everton. I'm not saying there'll be goals at St Mirren, but we're getting the sort of value where you want to get in those games, particularly for trading, where you can get in if a goal goes in, protect your stake. So the 2 that have come out, you can see plenty of red. That's typical Man City. I mean, somebody last week when I showed this the first time came on, what about another goal in Man City? You're very unlikely to get value in goals in Man City games. The whole world's expecting them to score, and you can see there, Man City 1-0 down away, 144. It's happened 67% of the time, but because it's Man City, the market's only offering 1.2. You just don't want to be getting involved in games like that. People do it. Oh, it's Man City. They must score. They must score. And last week, what happened? They didn't score. A load of people will have done their nuts. When it goes blank, you can see Frankfurt Bochum here, Bochum, whatever we want to call them. Great XG. It's living up to it. There's 9 goals in the game because obviously we have not got another match where there would be 9 goals at this stage in the game. Then it just goes blank because we can't find any of that detail. When a market closes, so you can see Bayern are 3-0 up, the 0.5, 1.5, 2.5 markets are closed. So again, we've got nothing in those cells. So we've only got the stuff that's working there. Right there. Any questions for people who didn't see it? Some of you saw it last week. I was going to keep an eye on that Hoffenheim. This Hoffenheim St Pauli game. This is a good example. Not saying it's going to be a late goal, but this is a good game to drip in a late goal here. Hoffenheim St Pauli. So 15 out of 25, 60%. Remember, goals 80 minutes run about 39%. So 60% of these profile games have a goal. Can get in over even money. Drip in a late goal at St Pauli, Hoffenheim St Pauli. So there's 3 bits of little advice there for you to moan about when the goals don't go in. PSG have scored, Rio Ave have scored, or Casapia have scored. Let me just line up with that. There we go. And we can just we'll take these games through the second half as they get going. Leeds are stuff in there. Forest beating a 10-man West Ham. It's a beautiful day in the village. Bournemouth, Man City 1-0. Eh? Bournemouth, could they scalp Arsenal and Man City in the same time? Hoffenheim 0-1, 81 minutes. Still tremendous value there. Right. So let's just ease a couple of these down now, and then we can have a look at some of these games half time. But Segunda doesn't normally offer up huge value. PSG, we'll have a look. I mean, PSG is a good example of looking after sort of 10 minutes, but again, because it's PSG, you can see over 3.5 small value. The second line from the bottom here, but not anything that you'd want to get leaping up and down about. But as Sam has said, it is literally idiot proof. It's the only problem with this is people going, oh, I can bet every green square, and then you end up you really want to look forward to the seas of green, good percentages, good difference in price. So you can even here you see this massive difference in price. Double figures at least, game sample. So when we click on it again, at least we're not looking at, and it's 1 game out of 2 or whatever, and you're getting all excited. Starting to get a little bit of value in Liverpool, so we'll keep an eye on that one for late goals as well, a bit later as well. Somebody asked me a question in the week that obviously when I did a couple last week and they're green. So you had that situation with some, it was green at the time you put your bet on. Of course, at some stage it's going to turn red because it may well be that there's no more goals or whatever. But it's green at the time you put your bet on. That's what you're looking for. Yes, and the plan obviously is to let you guys access it. As I say, where the first phase is we built it. Next phase will be we're just testing it. We might change the UI a little bit, put a little bit of other stuff on it. We then would need to set up a membership for it. We'll then get some focus testers. So initially we're just going to offer it to 10, 15 people, let them play about with it, let them point any bugs, any suggestions. Obviously we're limited by, things like this, you're limited by screen size. So you can't put everything and every suggestion out, but certainly filtering. So we've got a league filter on this at the minute as well, that I could filter and just put English games if I wanted to or whatever. Whether we can get any more markets on there, might be able to get first half markets, but we'll have a look. And so we'll do that. And then once we're happy with it, it'll be available to all. It is not replacing Excel at the minute. The Excel will still run for a couple of years minimum. We will run the two hand in hand. Still a lot of my stuff I do in Excel that we cannot quite yet replicate on here. But this is the biggest example of what we've got. And when there is a sea of red, you can lay overs. And and one of the things that I'm going to speak to Alistair about is perhaps having a toggle up here that you could switch to lay prices so you can actually get an accurate, base. Obviously, this is based on back prices that we could get. So you could toggle it to back or lay, and it would change. I don't know how possible that is, but that'll be one of the things that is on my list of things that we can just toggle it here and go there. Would you be able to filter out? You wouldn't, because it's a moving dynamic. Obviously, as these games change and goals go in, this changes very quickly. You can see, we're refreshing this every 15 seconds, so it changes very quickly. So that's one we wouldn't be able to filter that on over 20 matches. That's something where you'd have to do it. You couldn't even do it pre-match because it's in play. You just wouldn't be able to. It's a moving market, moving. It might have no matches at 0-0 and then it goes 1-0 and there's 38 matches at 1-0. So really, it does pop up very quickly if you just have a quick glance. It's not something that I'm just thinking about doing a few of my other bits. Right, there we go. So the sort of times I like to use this are half time, obviously, but like I've said with the Southampton game, 80 minutes, like I've said with the Hoffenheim game, and then I'll have a look again around about 65 minutes and see, if anything falls into a band, then to get involved 2 ahead or 1 ahead. So I kind of break it into 3 chunks of half time, 65 minutes, and then at the end of the game. But I can do a few weeks with you on this while we've got it up and running now. We've got an international break coming up, but I'll pop on with it probably next Sunday. I think we've I think about the rugby next Saturday. It's England, Australia, I think like that. And then afternoon, yeah, it all looks nice. Are you making better profits? I am, because you can see so much more, and it's just, you're not having to run an Excel sheet through 37,000 games all the time. The way I use it doesn't really differ, but this just gives you an at a glance view of every game that's currently in play. Where on the other one, you have to, if I wanted to do the St. Pauli game, I've got to set it up on German Bundesliga, put in 0-1, put in the minute, run the tool, get the prices up in BetAngel, flipping, people who've watched me, I'm doing that. Where here, I can just look and go, oh, I like this one. Bang. As I say, my fear with the public, and I don't, on public fear with letting people have it, is that they just, it affords the Excel sheet slows people down and stops them trading too much. Where the danger with this is people clicking everything, and that usual, or a goal hasn't gone in at Frankfurt, I've lost that one, let's chase another one. That's always my worry with things. But ultimately, people have got to have some level of self-responsibility to be doing this, whatever. So it kind of goes hand in hand with all the other stuff I talk about. But as we have seen this week on steroids, idiots will be idiots, and we have seen it on steroids this week. I do think whether it's Halloween and people have done it on purpose, I think people have been winding me up this week. Dealt with some absolute nonsense. Yeah, that will save me a fortune in the old stiff neck, exactly. Sunderland red card. Ipswich. I fancied Ipswich to beat Leicester. Right. It's going to be a late one at Hoffenheim. It's going to be a very late one. Amazingly enough. 1 out of the 25. I've had 2 goals from there. Do. That's the key word in that statement, is potentially. Plenty of time, Ian. Plenty of time. Not faith, Ian. Have faith, son. Mind you, Leicester did come back from the ones who came back late against Southampton, weren't they? Plenty of time for Ipswich. Sound like me at Spurs, son. We got 2-0 up against City on Wednesday. I stood there going, how many is enough? How many before you start getting nervous? Oh my word, 2-0. Bournemouth 2-0. So Bournemouth has just changed to 2-0, so you'll be able to see how quickly our good team then, Cherries. Cherries, Geordies, they're becoming my favourite teams. You'll see here the market's gone funny. So in that next refresh, the market's gone. In effect, the Betfair market's gone. That's what's happened there. And then this will all update over time. All that stuff will be super slick by the time you get it. I expect he'll plead that they haven't got many players, wasn't he saying? Old Haaland, so you can see there now. Bournemouth game's gone 2-0. Market's closed. Still no value on any more goals. Oh, I didn't notice Norwich had taken the leader. Cardiff either. Cartagena. Bayern Munich 3-0. Just let the German games finish and they'll close automatically. Oh, there you go. Hoffenheim are 2-0 down. BEA, beautiful. I nearly put that in the in-play room as well, but I'll be honest, I was too busy doing all this. I thought I can't bring up Telegram and type it in. So they'll have the ump with me. But there you go. There's a prime example of how it all works. There, see, that's nice. It's nice to be able to get one and then to go, well, that's how it all works. So you can see the over 1.5 market again closed. Hoffenheim, that'll all change. And hopefully that was a clear example of how the toys work. Steak dinner if there's one more. The trouble is with this, particularly when you look in just at that, that's it. I'm looking at you, and that is obviously VAR and things. You just don't, you can never sit easy now, can you? You think, oh, it'll be chalked off in a minute. And then all this has to reset again. There's not tremendous value in the Premier League other than at Liverpool. 2.63, even from what's left, still value, a little bit of value. Obviously, as I say, obviously this game's gone red. It wasn't red when we put the bets on. St Mirren is still flowing in green, and St Johnstone. But getting involved in one Scottish game is enough. So that Hoffenheim, that's all done and concluded. Getting involved in one Scottish game at a time is my advice. Because they're not very good. Sorry, Alan. They're just not. They're not very, very good. Yeah, I'm really pleased with it. Imre's just put, thank you. I am really pleased with it. You know, we'll improve it. We just picked Alistair, just picked a colour. We'll probably change a little bit of the UI here, a little bit of different colour scheme, get the FTS logo in, stuff like that. There'll be different bits. And obviously these are all the other tools that are coming down the side, which I'll, there'll be a system builder, there'll be odds movement page, match results page. There'll be a page for your selection. So in effect, you'll build a system. You'll be able to log in, and whatever your system is, once you've built it and save it, you'll just see the potential selections that day. It can widen the odds bracket. So let's say you want to back home teams between 1.5 and 2, green form. You can set it to list everything that's between 1.4 and 2.2, green form, and it'll be there, and then it'll update through the day for you. Forest 2-0 up against West Ham. It's turning into another little Carlsberg Saturday. And I can do it today because we're not playing. We're getting beat tomorrow. So you just enjoy this one. A little Carlsberg Saturday. Beautiful. Right, so we could do with some goals at Southampton and St Mirren. I personally, particularly when I'm involved in trades, I'm not a massive fan of just keep having a load more. But if there was one I was going to look at, it would be Liverpool Brighton now. And I'd probably back 2 ahead with the 1 ahead cover. There's a goal at Southampton incoming. Alan's out of the game. Scotland quicker than us down here. Yes, liquidity again is an issue. 2-0, you okay? Hold on, Kev. 2-0, 10 men. Be lovely to see that stadium down in the old Championship and at the old running track down there. Chopped off. There you go. See that old running track down there? Plymouth Argyle at the running track. Beautiful. Oh, mind you, they ain't going to be there much longer with Rooney. They're getting stuffed again today, aren't they? Preston North End, Kev. You can go and see Preston North End at the running track next season. With your carpet, with your hoovers. Invincibles, dear me. You're not still waffling on about it. It's Leverkusen. You can only go on the most recent ones. You can't start going back 20 odd years, can we? We might as well talk about Spurs winning the double if we're going to start going back in time. Oh, there you go, Liverpool, and they've scored. So Liverpool 1-1. That's what I said I'd be interested in. It was the only one that had a bit of a sea of green across it at 65 minutes. It's now gone 1-1. They could win the league this year, Liverpool. If they're up there at Christmas, they'll spend piss off Natesh with your get-ins. What do you think this is? Flipping dearie, mate. Get that silly little badge off. And you can see again, market closes. Score an update. Southampton. The Southampton game, if you did do the 2 ahead, when it gets to 2 and St Mirren, that's when I'd be looking to cover a single goal. So usual tactic. I'm back 2 ahead, and then when the price for one more, so it's 1.86 on Betfair, it'll probably be 1.9ish, and 1.77 St Mirren, I'd be looking to cover. There, the 2 numbers in each box is you've got. So if I do this one, Derek, if I hold my marker over here, basically in the English Championship, when we've got an XG between 201 to 2.5, I think it is, that's set there, 201 to 2.5. We've got a, sorry, what was the number? 52 matches that were 0-1 after 70 minutes. And that equates to 1.48, and the price on Betfair is 1.7 for another goal. So it's moving as I'm talking to you. That's what they're. But basically, it's the price our model makes it for another goal, basically based on what's happened of games in that profile with the same XG and in over 2.5 odds brackets and home odds brackets, and the price that is on Betfair. So top price is our price, bottom price is Betfair's price. And you're looking, obviously, if you want to back goals, you're looking for green value. If you wanted to be on the other side, lay goals, you'd want red. But I'd like that personally to show the lay price. So that's something that I don't know if he's in. I haven't seen him pop in today, the old headmaster. He'll pop in and tell us. But this is a full working copy. It's, it'll be stuff our end just to make it better for you and obviously accommodate users. I'm going to be using this with you quite a bit through the next few months. Don't forget, if you are in Southampton and St Mirren at your own peril, of course, then we'll want to cover. I did honestly, so just everything told me there'd be goals at Southampton today. Mainly because they're shit, but I suppose it's 2 shit teams. Let's have a look at the old live table on West Ham's position. $11 points, 10 games. Palace will get themselves out of it. He'll sort them out. Oh, Liverpool straight in the lead. Look at that. What an absolutely. Yeah, you can't all go your way. Put the Carlsberg away. But you saw there with the Liverpool game earlier, 65 minutes, all green. Now it's not worth toffee. We'll see if anything pops up. I mean, we're getting to the dregs, but we'll see if anything pops up at 80 minutes like that Hoffenheim game. A lot of these games have had a lot of goals, but Cardiff Norwich may have a bit of potential for a late one. It'd be a great result for Liverpool, to be fair. Steal a march on the other two if the Bournemouth result holds up. We're back in the title race. I think Villa 8-0 tomorrow. We're back in it. Oh, just see the lights of the car reversing into the drive. The terrorists are back. Do with old St Mirren, who Mr. Be taking the lead now, will be Andy. And when we get to 80 minutes, we'll just run over these games. But, as you could the tool spit out? Yeah, I mean, I think once we get the stage of getting it online exactly how we want it, yeah, I mean, I'm going to say probably. Would it be able to do everybody custom alerts? I don't know. We'd probably have to. You got to remember that it's massive resources on the server all the time. If you had 100 people putting all different alerts, so it would probably be some that we would set up specifically. I'd set up. When we get to the system builder, you can build a system and you can keep it private, so only you can see it, or you can share it. So in effect, I could build my systems and share them with people if I wanted to. If I wanted to, being the key phrase there, and I would imagine that would be the same. We'd be able to go, right, if something hits that, then share it with X. As I say, it's all very much at the minute in the infancy and development stage, but you'll be able to do it anywhere, on an iPad, on a laptop, on a phone, on whatever other devices people have. Like Saints and St Mirren, if you're in there, both over 2 now for the single goal. So if you're in the 2 ahead, you can cover the single goal now with 15 minutes to go. And that will, and then you just sit on it, and hopefully you get 1, and you might get 2. You never know. Middlesbrough 0, Coventry 2, didn't Middlesbrough? Middlesbrough had somebody sent off. And result for them at home. Funny old league, that Championship at the minute. It's a funny old league every year, but Middlesbrough might kick on. Sunderland wobbling a bit today. Watford winning 4-1. It's a strange day. The manager's safe for another week. And Leeds do look like they are probably going to come up. That'll be some double for Bournemouth when happened. Whatever that will be, irrespective of what happens, if they hold on there, beating Arsenal and City at home, the back will be some performance. Not many teams are going to get 6 points out of them too. Absolute bonus time. Right, anything value for late goals? The only one that looks value coming up is Cardiff Norwich. Let's just have a look at the time. Hold on a second. So it's coming up. Yeah, it does look like. Let's just go. So it's not as much value as we had in the game at St Pauli, but couldn't put you off a smaller English bet on another one at Cardiff Norwich for a late goal. Again, you could just strip it in 80 minutes. But now you'll see there's not much else, but you can have a look. Before I leave you, when these games finish, we'll just have a little look at the half times in these ones down here. PSG may offer, Graz maybe. Not that I like Austria, tend to avoid it like the plague, don't really bet in the league. Not my favourite by any stretch. Just don't like Austria, don't like Switzerland. So we'll just ride these till sort of they're at the death, and these are at half time. We'll have a little look. The other place is quite good is if you get early goals, having a look. So like the goal goes in at Gothenburg now, getting in and back in 2 ahead, 3 ahead at that stage, and then trading on another goal. Quite another good way to use it. But when we're up and running, I'm going to do a lot of this with you over the next few months, but obviously there'll be videos to accompany it as well. I've got a lot of video making to do over the next 6 months. Why, amen. Forest 3-0. Beautiful. Oh, Ipswich have had a man sent off. Mr. Pincham's just dived behind the sofa. Forest 3, West Ham 0. Beautiful. Here we go. Here we go. Ian's behind the sofa. I've mentioned Chrissy spreadsheets many times. Guy does a lot of my spreadsheet development, and he texted me yesterday. I haven't spoken to him for a wee while. He texted me yesterday. Thought it was time we had a catch up. I go, oh, why? What's that? What do you want to have a catch up about? He said, well, I just thought we better discuss Forest being above Spurs in the league. Cheeky beggar, incredible. One back for City. That'll be squeaky bum time then for Bournemouth now. Was it last week? I can't remember, last week or the week before. It was absolutely mad. The Premier League, wasn't it? There was some ridiculous late goals. Let's see if we get much of the same now. Forest 1 point ahead of Arsenal. Mad, isn't it? Isn't that absolutely mad? Everybody talked about Arsenal winning the league. When Rodri got injured and they got match at City, it's handed it great advantage to Arsenal now going there, getting the draw. This shows you how it all gets built up to nonsense, doesn't it? The TV narrative and media around football now, every week, wrapping these things up. Borough Coventry 3-0. We want a goal at Cardiff. We want 2 goals at Southampton. And St Mirren to take the lead. That'll be it. Okay. I'm not going to use any of those games. Not going to use that. Not going to use that. I'll just look a bit further down and see if there's anything standing out. PSG game, but They're just not odds that I'd want to get involved at. 1.6 for 2 at half time. You've got to sit a long way through the second half before it gets to a price I'd want to have a bet at, personally. And you can see there's been an early goal at Motor Lublin in Poland, but nothing in that game. We'll just see these games out and then I'll leave you to it. Here we go. Ipswich 10 men. 9 minutes to go plus stoppage. Can they hang on? I want them to. Just for you, Ian, I like that. I've always said I've got a bit of a soft spot for Ipswich. They were the team sort of mixing it with the big lads when I was a kid. They Cup 78, UEFA Cup. Up top of the league for a bit. Mick Mills, Franz Tyson. Arnold Muren, didn't they have a few? Brian Talbot went with the Gooners. Kevin Beattie. Mariner. Nick in Valley. Yeah. I did say to somebody yesterday when I was preparing those, I was talking to somebody, I can't remember who it was, and I said, we always run through the Premier League, and I said, I think Ipswich will beat Leicester tomorrow, they'll get their win. But then I also said there'd be goals at Southampton. I thought Forest would beat West Ham. I thought Liverpool would win. I thought Arsenal would be a draw. I thought City would beat Bournemouth. Got that one. Could have got that one wrong. I think Villa draw no bet tomorrow. Spurs may get a draw, but I can't see Tottenham beating Villa tomorrow. They'll be a bit too organised for us. Losing Mickey van der Ven for us is not good news. He basically is the Tottenham defence. And you'll see as you get sort of later in the game, you've got no instances, so that's why it. No games out of 29 in Scotland that were 0-0 in this XG in the odds brackets. Had 2 goals. Southampton goal, there you go. I don't know whether it will hold up, but the Saints have scored. So at least, well, time still for another one, but at least that saves that one. So we had the St Pauli one at Southampton have nicked one. Do with St Mirren taking the lead would be handy. Good win for Saints as well, that is, beating Everton. That's assuming it holds up. I need old Damo. I don't know whether Damo's on. We need our Jeff Stelling. Do you guys enjoy this? Is this sort of thing you'd like to see me do more of? Quite simple. Jump on. Do midweek nights, things like that. I don't have to prepare anything. I can just get in, share the screen, talk you through it. I'm more than happy to do it if people like it and want to see it. And as long as I always get told off by Kerry, as long as you like and subscribe. Yep, Southampton 1-0. Does look like it's held up. What's ASMR? What that is? I'm obviously missing something. Patrick, yeah. James, yes. I mean, some of you'll be clever enough to pick your own ones out that I don't mention just by looking at the screen. I think the old terrorist grandkids must be asleep. Sam just brought them home from somewhere. I can't hear a bit of noise, so they must be asleep. Yep, Southampton. Just need the old St Mirren now and then up with one. Sheffield Wednesday 5-2, Preston 1. Oh, and we want Norwich, didn't we? Cardiff City, Norwich. Into this time of day, there's goals you want to see and goals you don't want to see. Right, there's an overwhelming yes. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will do that. So I can jump on midweek and it filters out all the noise of Champions League games and things, because obviously we don't have those. So even midweek nights I can do that, because we'll be able to see the prices easily, and it's just so simple to look at. There is value in another goal at Bournemouth. There's not value in another goal at Ipswich, Ian, so you might be all right. It doesn't happen that often. Only 12 out of 139 times has there been another goal, Ian. Everything's in your favour. Just done. He's going to unlike and unsubscribe if Ipswich now let one in. And you take likes away. I imagine you can. I don't even know how it watches. I imagine people put thumbs down as well, can they? I don't do it, so I've no idea. But Kerry always tells me, make sure they like and subscribe. I imagine Dave tells her. So. Oh, Cardiff, Norwich, 1-1. There you go. Cardiff, 1-1. See? Look at this, see? Picks it out. Let's hope they stay. Everton 1-1. Oh, the double. The newsletter doubles on. Cardiff 1-1. Everton 1-1. Oh, VAR at Everton. Alan, don't do it to us, fucking VAR. I'm going to get this off. I wanted it for the newsletter double more than anything else. It'd be good for you boys on here, but we wanted the excitement going in tomorrow. He's being sent to the screen. To have a look. Right, Cardiff 1-1. Besiktas have taken the lead. Just need the old jocks. See, doesn't matter. Why did I mention the jocks? Why at all? I watched it last week. Sorry, Alan. I watched it last. Mind you, the old Rangers are garbage at the minute, aren't they? But I watched that Hibs Hearts thing. It was like they had their laces tied together. It's like somebody had tied their boot laces together on all 22 of them. You know, when you watch kids all chase after the ball, it's like that. Just see your green and purple shirts running around or waddling around. I'll let you lot let me know whether the VAR Everton game stands. Watford battered Sheffield Wednesday. Everyone click like, please. I'm not going to do any more. If you're not liking it, I'm not doing it. That's it. I'll just keep my little talk to myself. You can all sod off. Simple as that. We've given you a late goal at Cardiff. We've given you a late goal at Hoffenheim. We've given you cover at Southampton. Okay, it's all gone a little bit. Got chopped off at Everton. Wankers. All right, the old Scots let us down, but you can't blame me for that, can you? That's the first time in my life I've had a bet on St Mirren. Might have had a bet on Rangers or Celts scoring against them, but chopped off Southampton. How depressing. Restart Southampton, go up the other end, get another one. I've got to stay. I'm staying until we get a full-time result at Ipswich here for for our man Ian. We want to get him over the line. Let him tell him when he can come out from behind his sofa and just poke his head up. Kevin Kelly still in there, 3-0. The Emmers, another bubble burst. So, yeah, so it's interesting to see Southampton Everton. You can see they closed the market. I don't know why they don't just wait there until everything's sorted and they know exactly what's going on. It's still here, hello mate. Hello mate. Is he a big player for you, that Alvarez? Big player, going to miss a few games? I didn't notice him when we played you because most of them went missing. So, oh, Cardiff have got a winner. Cardiff 2. See, we went for the late one. Cardiff have got a winner. I don't know whether there's a Norwich fan in here who's there. Cardiff 2, Norwich 1. Cardiff have got a winner. Still value then. Only 12% now. Oh, we got for fuck's sake now. So a couple of people didn't like that. You ain't. We got you can tell it's 5 o'clock. We've got a few angry fans coming in. Oh, now they've opened it back up at Southampton, you see, so it does come back. So I was interested just to check how our feed handles that, but it does all come back. I don't know how any of this works behind the scenes, by the way. I just tell them what I want to see, and the old headmaster makes it work. I'm at. I don't know what football's on tomorrow. I will be going to the Spurs, watch us get beat. But if it's if I'll get back in a reasonable hour and there's football on late, I may well jump on tomorrow evening as well. If I can get in here Irelandy with the old little saucepan lids out there, then it'll be good. Full time? Where? Full time at St James's Park? I was saying when you're winning, you've got to get it in when you can. When Spurs get beat, I get pelters. Full time Liverpool home and host. I love you lot. You're all just entertain me. St Mirren useless, absolutely useless. Full time St Mirren 0-0. Right, that's the old jocks joining American football, US MLS, Austria. Who else? Swiss, just nicking them off the list. QPR 0, Sunderland 0. Right, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to leave you all when we get the full time in at Ipswich. I want to wish my man Ian a win. You know, I have noticed that keeps flicking in my eye. Keeps catching me. I think what's going on. Good win, Bristol City against Preston as well. Tough place to go and score 3 goals, Preston. What's he gone back for? No, surely not. Oh, you are joking me. Absolutely unbelievable. Incredible. It's not come up on my Football 24 yet. It's not come up on here yet. Are we sure it's a 1-1? Not a dodgy one that's going to get roped off? Well, no, it has now. You can see we've changed here. Oh, Ian, I feel for you, son. I've been there. I don't know what to say. I was hoping we could just give it a little punch the air for you to get over the line. There's probably a couple of Leicester fans on the other end as well, jumping up and down. Well, team Bar St Mirren being absolute cabbages. Please for Leicester. There you go. See, every goal pleases somebody. I used to say that on the golf course. Every shot pleased somebody. If your opponent hit a bad one, you were pleased. If you hit a bad one, he was pleased. Every shot pleases somebody. Every goal pleases someone. Oh well, I'm not. I'm going to go in case it goes 2-1, and then we'll have carnage. Right, thank you for joining, guys. Hopefully you have hit the like button. As I say, I may be back and pop on tomorrow evening. I'm not guaranteeing that, but if I do, I will post a link in the Telegram rooms, depending on what time I get back from the shite at Spurs. And I'll and as I say, with this now, because I can just jump on and I'm not having to load sheets up and do stuff. I'm more than happy to jump on a little bit more as well. So when I am sitting here, I will fire it up and jump on with you. Right, have a lovely evening. Enjoy your Saturday. Well done to the winners. Unlucky to the losers, apart from West Ham. And I'll speak. And Bournemouth hope 2-1 finished. I will see you. Hope maybe tomorrow. Cheers, guys. Bye.